everyone, welcome back to the Austin Physio YouTube channel. For today's video we are going through our top exercises to help with rib tightness. It's incredibly common to have tightness around your ribs and the muscles that help with breathing and attach around this area, whether it's to do with your work posture, whether we hold our ribs in a certain position when we're stressed and we shorten that breathing, or it can be due to recovering from a cough or a cold. We feel a lot of tightness around this area. So what you want to think about with the routine today is you're almost splitting it into two parts. We've got the upper rib movement, that pump handle movement, as the ribs are moving this way, stretching around the neck muscles and the chest, and then looking at the lower ribs with that bucket handle movement, stretching around this area. So every exercise we do today is going to be slow, controlled, and incorporating your breathing.
So the first exercise we are looking at is a stretch into your scalene muscles. So they attach into your upper ribs. So as you can see, what I'm doing here in the video is I'm turning towards the side I'm stretching, taking my ear to the opposite side and then slightly looking up. And then as we breathe in and then breathe out, pushing that shoulder down to add in that stretch. So important to add this stretch in. If I demonstrate on the other side, you're going to turn, shoulders relaxed, turn towards the side you're stretching, ear away, looking up, and then as we breathe in, we're pushing that shoulder down to add that extra stretch. So important. We should feel it. So like with all the stretches we talk about, we want it to be slow and controlled, holding this for 10 to 15 seconds on either side. Once we've then stretched the scalenes, we then want to look at just a general stretch into the ribs. So I'm doing this cross-legged. You can do seated on a chair, you can do this standing, and you're going to lean away from the side that you're stretching and then slightly turn away to add in that extra stretch. So really nice to get this into the side of the ribs. So we're breathing in, we're side bending over, rotating slightly to hit those side of the ribs. Again, those lower side ribs that we're looking at. Holding for 10 to 15 seconds. This is one of my favourite stretches to do. What we then move on to is the thread the needle or stretching on rotation. So we're doing this on all fours. You can drop back into a child's pose. We're bringing the arm through, we're stretching down. This is a great way to stretch through the back of the shoulder, as well as rotating through that thoracic spine and that rib cage. Same on this side, we're threading through, so you can see my upper back is rotating. We're opening up through the side of the ribs. The other hand is actually stretching upwards, which again is adding a further stretch on the either side. We're then moving back into a child's pose. So again, you really want to imagine as you're pushing back that you're pushing those arms forward to stretch up through. The more we reach our arms up and forward, the better that stretch into the child's pose. Next, we want to go back to all fours and do a side to side stretch. So yes, this is a stretch, but we're also getting a bit of movement through this area. So again, really planting through the hands, rotating the body side to side, doing this for about 10 to 15 seconds. You can see as I'm doing this, it's opening up through the side of the ribs. We then want to go into that cat-cow. So it's really important when you drop up into that first position that you're letting the head drop and then into that extension, looking up through the neck. Really important to do this because not only are you getting full movement through the spine, but when you drop the head down, you're stretching up into the upper part of the back, into those upper ribs, as well as all the way down the rib cage. So important to get that lovely fluid movement, pushing up and extending as much as you possibly can, moving through this area. What we're then going to move on to once we've done this for about 10 to 15 seconds is we then want to lie on our back and start to get a side to side stretch. So what we're doing here is we're almost tipping up as we're stretching side to side. So getting that movement into the side of the ribs, really important. Holding that position, moving side to side. Again, I'm lifting the head up, but whatever feels comfortable for you. And then the final one, good old rolled up towel. We're going to lie back onto that. I'm bending my elbows here, but you can have the arms out straight. Again, I've put this to hold for 10 to 15 seconds. You can hold it as much as you want with this stretch. We want to aim to hold this here, adding this routine once or twice per week to really stretch through your rib cage.